Well, over the weekend, as the 245th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord emerged on the East Coast of the United States, something important happened on the West Coast of the United States, as hundreds of San Diego, California residents took to the streets not just to ask Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom's consideration of the serfs he's ordered locked in their homes, but to openly defy his order and authoritarianism. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. Well, as Facebook reportedly shut down a social page for people planning to protest for liberty in the face of Governor Murphy's New Jersey shutdown, and as New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu completely mischaracterized Saturday protesters as somehow ignorant of medical danger, and he disregarded their points about the Constitution and fundamental rights, CBS 8 San Diego reports that for 2 days, area residents lined the streets in defiance of Gavin Newsom's shelter-in-place orders, his business closures, and his shutdowns of public parks that, as many have seen on viral video, have seen solo ocean paddlers hunted down like Jaws, handcuffed, and arrested. This is no longer Americans asking for permission. This was San Diego residents telling Newsom that his orders fly in the face of the Bill of Rights, carrying signs saying things like, "Keep Pelosi, Harris, Schiff, and Newsom home forever," and "Save lives, save jobs, save businesses, open up." These people began not just calling for, but engaging in civil disobedience. You know, it was on March 19th that collectivist Newsom issued his orders, flying in the face of the California Constitution and the United States Constitution's protection of free assembly, the exercise of religion, fulfillment of private contract, right to a public trial and due process, prohibition against unwarranted search and seizure, and the prohibitions against cruel and unusual punishment and property seizure without just compensation. And while it seems that California government employees were too busy chasing down ocean paddlers and filling in skateboard parks with sand, and that Gavin Newsom might have been too busy contemplating his next authoritarian move, which appears to be an order to mandate people to wear masks outside, these people recognized big problems in California. In fact, they recognized what the LA Times recently recognized, that in the past 4 weeks, the unemployment rate in the state has skyrocketed. 2.7 million claims were processed statewide, amounting to 1 in every 7 workers in the state's 19.3 million person labor force. Indeed, many Californians have decided they're no longer going to let Newsom play make-believe with their lives, with their businesses. They're no longer going to suffer potentially career-ending pain, and they're no longer going to be caged in and monitored by police that their own tax cash is taken to pay for. They're openly defying Newsom and his March edict, and they've begun getting some California sun. And in that sun, they're meeting and they're offering defiance. Said local business owner Brian Everson on April 18th.
I think every business owner would be willing to put in safe procedures and protocols in order to start serving customers again.
Hold on now. Without a command? Without some sort of diktat from Governor Newsom? Does he mean that these people will be meeting through free will and voluntary association and contract? What kind of dangerous thinking is that? Said Ellen Conrad, a real estate owner in California.
It's not fair to ruin the economy for 40 million people, Gavin. I'm a small business owner and I'm going to lose half of my income this year. I own commercial real estate, and the people like Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, whatever, they can't make their rent payments, but I still have to pay the bank.
In fact, she not only has a grasp on the devastation of this type of order on the economy, unlike New Hampshire's Governor Sununu, Ms. Conrad knows that the statistics being tossed around by politicians on every level are lacking real substance.
It's the flu. The people who have poor health are always the most vulnerable. God bless them. Of course, I feel sorry for all life lost, but But we have to get back to work because the rest of us matter too.
And the longer the free market is suppressed by government commands, the less productivity there is to address any needs, let alone medical needs. In fact, the very next day, Patriots' Day, protesters offered a similar message in Encinitas, a popular beach area of San Diego, as they lined streets, held signs, and car horns honked in support of open defiance of Newsom, holding signs that read, "Surfing is not a crime," and "This is punishment, not protection," and driving psychedelic vans with "I Heart Aerosmith" and peace symbols that will undoubtedly be depicted as crypto-Trumpist by left-wing news reporters in Washington, D.C. and New York. Their message of defiance and friendship got out. These freedom seekers took matters into their own hands. In fact, one of them said this.
Gives our basic rights back. Yeah. I mean, this is the land of the free, home of the brave. Isn't that in a song? Well, I don't seem to hear that song too well anymore.
But perhaps these protesters and their messages of defiance are being heard. In fact, as CBS 8 reports, San Diego police didn't arrest anyone at the protests. They stood their ground, just as the Lexington and Concord protesters did 245 years ago in Massachusetts. Oh, and by the way, the Minuteman National Park, where they usually hold the recreation in honor of those great defiant rebels in the Revolutionary era, was closed yesterday. Just a stark reminder of who stands for freedom and who doesn't. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment or two. I'll be over there to say hello. And please visit MRCTV.org to find out about more stories being written by the whole team. And if you want some great fashions, go to MRC-store. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.